One, two, one, two, one, two. About to go ahead and get this party started. Cause it's getting started. Hey. It's getting started. Yes. Getting started. One, two. Getting started. It's getting started. Hey. It's getting started. It's getting started. It's getting started. Mhm, 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 mhm. Getting started. Hey. It's getting started. Hey. One, two, one, two, one, two. Everybody should be able to see me nice and clear. I mean, we should be good to go. You guys can see me on the login. We went live earlier. What up? What up? What up? What up, though? What up, though? So let me go ahead and share my screen so we can get this party started. Let's get it started. Hey. Let's get it started. Let's get it started. Hey. Let's get it started. Let's get it started. Hey. Hopefully, everybody's feeling good. If you are in the audience today, I'm going to tell you guys right now, make sure you guys are liking, subscribing, and commenting on these videos. The more that you comment, the more you like, the more you subscribe, the more I can give. So, for those that are here in the building right now, I want you guys to make sure you send me your name, email, and number, get access into this community. Man, we're dropping game non-stop. So, I want to give you guys a couple before the market closes up in a little less than 16 minutes here. Let's talk about Broadcom, AVGO. Drop AVGO in the chat. So Broadcom ticker AVGO. We got to be paying attention here. Watching this break back over 354 next week. So watch this break back over 354 next week, ladies and gentlemen. I want you guys to watch that very, very carefully and closely. So Broadcom from a couple weeks ago, we touched on AVGO. It dropped a little bit further than I think what anybody really expected that when it dropped to that 320 level. I don't think any of us really expected it that fast, right? So I definitely doubled down on AVGO. Obviously when price was pulling back. So I definitely want you guys to make sure you guys are taking your notes here. Broadcom, I have contracts out till March as well until June, right? So Broadcom definitely going to be looking to see that move back up there to 374. We did get some love. I would have liked to seen some love a little bit more maybe on AVGO, but we did get some love on Nvidia. This was a strong showing because this took us out of, and I talked with the mentees, all of my mentees a few weeks back, and I told them that the kill zone level for NVDA was going to be 164, right? So we were able to maintain above that. We never broke there. But that was really good. We did not actually break below that level. So that allowed us to really stay upright, which was a good thing. So I do want us to pay attention, of course, watch NVIDIA as well in addition. But NVIDIA looks like it could be right back on its way up here to $200 a share. That bodes well for the entire market, right? For NVIDIA to be able to fight off, right? Making it, through 164. That's really good. The buyers stepped in. So we're looking for a move back up to, I would say, roughly in between 200 to 205. So both of those tickers, AVGO and NVIDIA, both sit highest allocation in the NASDAQ. Both tickers are in the top five. So that's really solid if we can get a move out of both of those names back on the up and up. So just wanted to make mention there. Um, we touched on that numerous of times. So just so everyone's clear going forward, what to expect, right? Now, area of the market, particularly that I want us to watch, right? One particular ticker that comes into mind next week and just going forward the next couple of weeks, right? We'll just put this ticker on the next couple of weeks and I'll go solo screen for this ticker. And I want you to pull up OKLO. So OKLO, ooh-wee, getting down here to the nitty gritty. I'm feeling excited. You want to know why? Because I love when these names get clapped. Because OKLO next week, you can bookmark this one. OKLO next week has a tough time getting below 73. I'm gonna tell you right now, $73 is gonna be tough, but if it does break, you're looking at now OKLO coming back down here to the 60s. And then you scroll back here to August, you take a look at July. That $60 mark, if we are to lose there, we're going to 52. So if you remember, been front and center, telling you guys, telegraphing the moves. I told you that OKLO was not just overvalued, but I mean, you could barely value this thing because they have no requisite earnings. This is what education looks like. And we're going to put respect on my name today because the things that I talk about, not only do they happen, but I'm teaching you as to exactly where to expect, right? And why. So when you go here, there's a lot of blanks here. Blank, blank, blank. They ain't got a PE ratio because they're not profitable. You take a look, trailing PE, blank. They don't have earnings. Forward PE, blank. You see, this won't fly. This is prime example. Next year, you better put up or shut up. And so I want you guys to put in the chat right now, right? Valuations matter. So what happens is when you had these companies that had these big, lofty expectations, but they got nothing to deliver to you. This is what it is. Because now the public has already participated. I'm teaching you the real. So if you was buying this at 150, $120, right? 150, $120, you are becoming somebody's exit liquidity. Listen to what I'm telling you. You are becoming somebody's exit liquidity. If you're buying this name at 150 bucks with no requisite earnings, the name of the game with businesses, especially that do not have requisite earnings, the name of the game is to buy low, sell high. You need to buy low, sell high. So I see my people that's tapped in here on the YouTube. I appreciate you guys for coming in the building. That's it here right now. Want to give you guys your flowers. Next time you will hear from me, we will be doing a weekly watch list inside my community. So for all my community members, weekly watch list is going down. Tonight, I'm gonna tell you guys at 12, the stroke of 12, the Christmas discount is expiring. So you need to lock in with me right now, at least get a deposit. And if you know, hey, I can't pay in full, let me just put down a deposit. You need to do that expeditiously. So I'm just telling you guys here now before I carry on and finish up the rest of what I'm going to tell you here. So you got OKLO, right? Before I finish highlighting this, I need you guys, if you're serious about education going into 2026, what I want you guys to do is if this is not truly the place for you to be, I want you to exit right now. If you know, hey, I can't commit, this is not the place for myself to be, I want you to leave the live and leave the YouTube right now. Because you do yourself a disservice hearing this, but not knowing the full scope of how to execute. So I want everyone who's not serious about their education or investing in their education to leave the live right now. I don't want you to share it. I don't want you to fire in the chat if you're not going to pull the trigger on anything. Because you should be disappointed if you're sitting around for 3-4 years not executing on nothing I'm talking about. And there's a few people around here that have been doing that, thinking that it's cool to come back and sit and just listen, but you don't even pull the trigger on nothing. You ain't put in no trades. You ain't joined the mentorship. You haven't done jack nothing. So if you know that you're going to just sit here and just listen, what's the point of just listening if you're not going to pull the trigger on nothing? So I'm just going to talk to those people here today. I'm your favorite mentor, right? I'm your new favorite mentor, and I'm who you've been looking for. Exactly. I'm going to talk just like that. Same way Shadur Sanders said, I'm who been looking for, Cleveland. And I'm who you've been looking for. You've been going a lot of different places looking for, I'm just looking for, I'm just looking for, I'm just looking. Well, you found them. It's up for you to step up to the plate. I threw the alley oop off the backboard many of times. The question is why you ain't cashed it in yet? You scared? Playing hooky? What's there to be scared about when there's proof in the pudding? So I'll leave that one alone. Next one I want to talk about is TGT. PGT. Let's talk about it. Because Target, they was in there shopping. They was dropping that bag on Target, excuse me. They was dropping that bag. Black people was, I thought they was boycotting. They was supposed to be with the boycott boys. We doing things bigger than Rosa Parks. Shut your damn mouth. You ain't doing nothing bigger than Rosa Parks. You keep her name out your mouth. Talking about we doing what Rosa Parks doing. We boycotting. Yeah, maybe financially, but that's just because I mean, when we think about it, the Federal Reserve been printing so much money. So you can't really compare it as far as numbers. Rosa Parks created a movement. Martin Luther King created a movement. Malcolm X created movements. Marcus Garvey created movements. Nelson Mandela created movements. Brother Farrakhan created movements. That BS Target thing, that ain't no movement. But I'm gonna tell you what's about to happen. Let's talk. You see, because they done spent their money in Target and January 1st. Yeah, December 26th. Shoot, this right around the corner, J1. So I'm gonna tell you here now, when it comes to Target, man, you better be lined up. Pay attention to this earnings date. The next earnings date will be Tuesday, the 10th of March, 2026. So I'm gonna tell you, they literally, I'm gonna just tell you right now, they literally just helped Target meet those earnings. Now, whatever the stock does post earnings, obviously, is always based upon really guidance. But I'm gonna say this: going into earnings, it's hard. Once I seen what I seen, I said, "Damn, man!" I went to quite a few. I went to about three, four targets, and I called around and asked around. That's what sometimes you got to do. You got to go and really take a look. So I think that Target, based upon where they're sitting at, knowing that they're at a 12 P to E, Target should be in a good position, man. I'm gonna just say that. Target, you should be looking definitely at Target to be taking a bounce upward over the next, 2 to 3 months here. Just my thoughts. By the time March rolls around, we may have went up maybe another 5, $10, just depending on, overall how the market is looking. So I just really want to say that right now. When I am looking here, I do expect some good things that's gonna happen. So those are just my thoughts when I am taking a look at particularly Target at this time. Now I'm gonna put two tickers up on the board. One is gonna be Palantir, and I just want to make you guys aware. Also, I want to put up as well Tesla because I do think we're gonna see a little bit of slippage next week and maybe the week after. We'll see. So Tesla, let's just see. Want to bring this up here up top. You want to keep your eyes on Palantir and Tesla to the downside in the short term, nothing long term. But especially when you are taking a look at Palantir, and as well, Tesla, I did see both of them today. There was some selling that took place. So that showed me that there was a little bit of weakness. If you also look at Tesla, we did not get above this 500 level. So next week, you want to watch Tesla below 473. So this could very well happen Monday. We'll see if I'm right about this, but you might wake up on Monday with some bad news on Tesla. 5 minutes into the market closes, right? So you could see some bad news on Tesla and maybe a downgrade could come in on Palantir. Maybe a downgrade is on the way, but if you notice, these two names showed you the same thing. A little bit of exhaustion. Now, both names did have a nice little run, back to the upside. Tesla obviously as well too. So you are seeing a little bit of exhaustion on Palantir and as well right here on Tesla. So I would pay attention there because you could see an opportunity where both these names could pull down, right? Both, particularly these equity, could retrace a little bit and have a little bit of a profit take. So if you're looking at two names next week trading, if you're looking at Palantir and Tesla, both next week may be a red week on both of them, right? But you saw a little bit of selling today, and that could carry maybe a bit over into the following week. So those are my thoughts. The VIX is virtually subdued right now. So the VIX is currently at 13. So there is no fear in the market, period, at all. All right. So now let me talk about IO and Q. 'Cause I talked about OKLO, but let me talk about IO and Q. I'm good, brother. I'm good. I'm just talking that talk right now, making sure everybody's ready. You see, you can't. All sometimes you need. Sometimes people think, oh, L, you got to be in front of the screens all day. No, I've been handling business all day. But I spent the last 30 minutes before 30 minutes just getting prepared, getting my mind right. I listened to a couple of things. So it could just be these little pockets and windows that you go, and then boom, you go back to your day to day. That's what I want people to understand. But if you wanted that bad, come get it. John Cena used to say, you want some, come get some. It's just reality. You want some of this work, we ain't gonna hide it from you, homie. We right here, put we draw in the sand, put the line in the sand. You show up, we ready to work. Put your bread up. Let's get it, man. It's 2026 already. But how you prepare is how you are going to play. Day Day just stepped into the building. Shout out to you, man. 2 minutes into this market close, but I want to talk about IONQ. I was paying attention today a little bit, watching the price action. IONQ is right back down here to the same level it was at before. It's been able to bounce off of this diagonal trend line, as you can see. We had this pullback in March, and of course, we bounced in April. So a break here, IONQ is going to $35. IONQ, are they a profitable business? No, ladies and gentlemen. Should you be buying IONQ right now? Hell no. Just straight no. You shouldn't be buying it. But L, what if it goes up? Listen, but what if it goes down? It may not, like this stock could fall 50% and still not even be at a discount. Someone's gonna say, L, what are you talking about? If it goes from 46 to 23, that's a discount, right? Mm-mm. In price, yes. But still, this is a business that's losing $5.84. So it's very much what we call price forward. And this is what we'll talk about next week at 6 p.m. on Monday in our beginners class. Make sure you are there to learn your fundamentals. We are going to be focusing heavy on a fundamental analysis next week. So if you look at IONQ, there's a ton of blanks. So you have OKLO and IONQ. All they've done is shot blanks. Nothing to see. Nothing really to see here. They went from maybe a billion or 2 billion to 20 billion. I've seen this story over and over and over again. I've just seen it over and over again. You know, Neo, XPEV, Rivians, Rays, I mean, CGCs, the list goes on, the Beyond Meats, right? I've seen it time and time again. These businesses go from pretty much, a billion, 2 billion, 3 billion. Big Bear AI. It sounds cute. What the hell is a Big Bear AI? Get that garbage out of here. Big Bear AI. What the hell is you doing? You can't be doing no AI for real. And I'm gonna get to the company and the market just closed. It's 4 p.m. EST. Shout out to all my West Coast people in the building. Y'all stand up for yourselves real quick. West Coast people. Shout out to all my EST people that's here. And shout out to all my people that's working, that's tapped in here with us, man. If you working, I want you to just drop a fire in the chat for yourself because you still showed up. First off, you got yourself up after a holiday and you went back to work. So shout out to you. If you working right now, I want you to put some fires in the chat for yourself. My West Coast people in the building, stand up. We're gonna show you some love. My East Coast people, what's up? Let's get it. My Central, my CST people, what's up? But we're gonna talk about IONQ because this is a name. Right? Yep, I recalled all of them and had traded them. Lost money in the marijuana hype for sure. Tilray, I watched Tilray go to $300 in one day at 2 p.m. And the next thing I know, about closed, it was at 180. I was sitting there scratching my head as a new trader. I was at the time I was about 2 years into investing, but as a new trader, I'm like, yo, this joint is volatile. It left me with my head. I remember going into class. Tilray was at 300. I remember class was over because I had an afternoon class. I remember class was over. And then I said, boom, this thing is, I said, what the hell happened? And that's how a lot of these high growth investment names are. So when it comes to IONQ, what I'll just say to you guys right now is IONQ here at 21. I mean, that wouldn't even be a discount. Honestly probably wouldn't touch this name until maybe $10. $10 would be where I would touch it. Some people say L, but what if it never goes to 10? I'm fine with that. Because I don't like buying things that I can't understand or I can't rationalize. Will I trade something like this? For sure. So I'm telling you here now, you break underneath maybe about $41, $42, that's an easy shot to about $35. So that's just my thoughts. That's just my thoughts on this thing, right? So that's an easy move here to the downside. But I'm about to give you guys a spoiler, not a prediction. And this is going to be the company that takes a lot of this quantum computing and all of that stuff. This is a real machine. This ain't no, you don't need no bears when you got a machine. And let's put some respect on IBM. Listen, I'm an IBMer 2026. Just the facts. You see, so all the quantum, all that stuff is saying we do quantum, we do AI. Let me tell you, international business machines, you just pull up that monthly chart, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes people get lost in the sauce because they just don't know. Look at this. I got history. 1960s. Uh-oh. Look at this dot-com bubble from 1993. Look at how they was rolling. Even when the dot-com bubble happened and it popped, still it dropped, but it stayed really relatively within the same range. But then in 2010, it took back off again. Then IBM went through a tough time during the back half of the last decade, right? They dealt with some profitability things and some issues, but you notice IBM has been a full head of steam since 2023. And I don't expect that to stop next year. So I'm just telling you here now, you could sleep on an old dog if you want. But listen, I trust this thing more than I trust the IONQ. Why would I trust IONQ's phony self? Talking about we do this. Big Bear. I'm a Big Bear. Big Bear AI. And you got people saying, y'all need to get this Big Bear AI. Okay. Now, if you decide to, we ain't saying Big Bear couldn't pan out. But listen, I'm just a realist. Big Bear ain't stepping to no IBM. And that means if you ain't stepping in on IBM, you ain't stepping in on Microsoft. Now, here's just the facts. What's really the first tech company, not Microsoft, not Netflix, right? Not Tesla, that reports every quarter? You're looking at it right now. IBM. So listen, all that stuff that these little small little conglomerate, these little things down there, right? These little small little pipsqueaks. IBM says, I'm the sheriff. I run this. You see, so before you even get to a Microsoft or any of these others, you got to go through IBM. And if you can't even step to IBM, well, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. It's unfortunate. You can't even step to IBM. You got no business being here. No business being here, IONQ. So you got a lot of blank areas and there's a lot of holes to fill. And so on Sunday at 6 p.m., this is why you guys should be tapped into the community. And for my community members, if you're going to be at that Sunday 6 p.m. call live in the flesh, I'm sure we're going to have 200 to 300 people that's ready because the 2026 stock and options playbook is dropping. I gave you guys a little bit of a treat, but some people like, yo, L, you throwing a lot of alleys. You right. But I ain't even got started yet because a lot of people ain't ready for what I'm about to drop. Funds are accumulating IBM shares as well too, 100%, because they know what's about to happen. This little run that was 2025, this little run, and all these people saying you need this company, you need that company with no requisite earnings. What I'm gonna say to you guys is be careful of buying tickers that people just come and recommend, and they can't show you no financial data. Yo, you should just buy this ticker because it's gonna go up. That ain't no damn analysis. No charts, no fundamentals, no moats, no nothing. No price target increases, no decreases, no proper evaluations, no listening to earnings calls. These are just the facts. So 2026 is put up or shut up. That's across the board. So don't get caught buying things you can't quantify. Don't get caught putting your money in things that you have no business putting it into. So I'm sorry, IONQ, I had to do it to you. Night time, Steph Curry. Time to go to sleep. Night time. So a lot of these tickers is going to be put to bed and they ain't going to wake up. They're going to go into a coma. So just like a lot of the other stocks that you may see running back up today that still ain't got no love, your Roku's, your PayPal's, your XYZ's, right? Your Teledocs, your T-Docs, the future, FinTech's the future. teledoc, healthcare. This is healthcare, tech healthcare, the future, the future, the future, the future. Anytime you hear that, just know. So I'm gonna tell you now, the future is now. And there is a reason why I titled the live that. The future is now. Because everybody always talking about, and I'm telling you, the now is that IBM is just as an example, is about to take Big Bear AI's lunch money because they're the bully. Hey, but I just put my money into the vending machine and I was looking to get a Twinkie. Well, IBM's the bully that just came up to the fat kid and said, "You're giving that to me today. Thank you. And do something about it." All right, man, I'll lay down. Enough. I'm sorry. All right, I'll be, and then IBM, when IONQ comes back the next day and the fat kid has his lunch, IBM says, puts his finger in it and says, "It's mine now." That's what's about to happen. So you about to see all of those little auxiliary names, night night. And this is what I'll leave you guys with. You're gonna make sure you send me that information so you can be on the call on Sunday. You will not see me tomorrow unless something happens. I'll be off the grid tomorrow, resting, and I will be, just getting prepared because I gotta actually do a little pop-up class actually anyways. But I'm gonna be getting prepared and setting up. You ain't gonna hear from me. Zip, right? And so what I'm going to say is 2026 is going to be about putting up or shut up. So the IBM, I trust IBM. If someone asks me which one why would I take a Big Bear AI? I don't know what the hell Big Bear AI is really doing. I can't quantify it. So that doesn't mean you should not put your money into, but you should limit the amount. You see, the problem is that so many people say, Lawrence, I heard that this was a good investment. From who? But even if you heard it, why you didn't go take a look? That's where the education comes from. Because just because you heard something, that don't mean nothing. You can hear anything. So if you're putting your money into this instrument just because you heard something, oh man, please don't do that. That's a recipe for disaster. And we're not saying you have to be the knower of all, but you at least got to have something to quantify before you put your dollars in there. You can't just take even the things that I'm just hollering. Go and also go look for yourself and say, okay, I see where L is coming from. And this is the decision that I made based upon, yes, some of the things L said, but also let me peel this thing back. So put up or shut up. Sunday, 6 p.m., 2026 stock and options playbook. That's in the community only. The next time my community members will hear me will be early morning because we will do the watch list. So I'm the coach that can teach from coast to coast, that I can go from sideline to sideline. You name it. Teach in the morning, teach midday, teach night, teach on a pop up. Yo, L, I need you to teach in an hour. Easy. Yo, L, I need you to teach in 20 minutes. That's easy. For all the people that seen me on EYL, right, years ago, Troy called me 20 minutes before the first time I ever taught on EYL. Say, yo, man, we gotta substitute. We need you to substitute, man. They was looking at me to come in there and teach. They was like, yo, man, this your shot. You know what I'm saying? We need you to come teach for us. 20 minutes. You got the time to teach in 20 minutes for an hour. And what did I do? I delivered that value. Came and I taught a masterclass. 20 minutes noticed. Great shooter. These just the facts. So it's just what it is. It don't matter because I'm tapped in and I know what the hell's going on. And I'm guiding you in a way so you know, not to say you got to rely on me, but you can actually use, right? Once again, this information to help benefit yourself because you want to be the knower, not the just, hell, okay, what is this? Let me actually show and guide and teach you over time. My community is a one-time payment, lifetime access to get into it. These just the facts. And many people that are in my seven-figure club, many people in my six-figure club, and many soon to be people who are in my five-figure club that are soon to be in a six-figure. So these are just the facts. Continue to lock in, focus. It's been a great day, great opportunity. Obviously, the volume was low today, so it wasn't much that juice that got squeezed. If you came in late, you can run this thing back at your best convenience. Other than that, man, I will see you guys and signing off here now. For my people that's locked in and serious, let's go. For my community members, appreciate y'all tapping in and showing up. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all holiday weekend. I will see everybody on Sunday. Let's get it. Let's go. And for my people that's getting ready to tap in, let's execute. Name, email, phone number, and I'm your new favorite mentor. The last thing I'll leave you with is this. I'm who you